First off, I want to thank the brave men and women who work behind the wall. I want to thank them on a national level because their job goes unrecognized.
How do they try to turn a guard?
Well, correctional officer. Sorry, I apologize. But correctional officer.
How you guys doing today? It's Anthony Gangi. Welcome to another episode of Chair Talk. Guys, this shouldn't be a long episode. I got an email from an individual who's trying to become a correctional officer all the way out in Canada. And the person is looking for advice on how to pass the interview process. Now, guys, we have covered this before. I got plenty of videos on the interview process. But I never really covered it from this perspective, which includes the areas that he wants to focus on, which to me, it just blew me away. I think nowadays, if you want to survive the correctional interview process, this is a video that you need to watch. And I want to thank the gentleman, we'll call him Ralph, for sending out this email. He was willing to come on the show today, but unfortunately, he didn't want the video part of it, so he didn't want to be seen, and that became a little bit of a conflict. But I do want to tell him that it doesn't matter. The value right here is in the email you sent. This is a tremendous email, and I'm going to build a whole dialogue based on what you said in this email. Now, guys, if you haven't, the show Chair Talks for you, brave men and women that work in corrections, so please subscribe, interact, engage, comment, hit that bell. Bell's going to notify you every time I post a video. We're going to go to our sponsor, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about surviving the correctional interview process. But again, it's going to be a different perspective. We haven't been here before. All right, stand by.
I wanted to attend a university that had an intelligence program. I wanted to look at problems different. I wanted to increase my critical thinking abilities. AMU offered those avenues to expand. Obtaining your degree as an adult, you're actually paying yourself and investing in yourself. You can't put a dollar on it, it's priceless. It's something that can never be taken away from you.
American Military University. Learn from the leader.
All right, and we are back. All right, so the email starts off like this. Good morning, Anthony. I hope you and your family are doing well. I have my correctional officer interview coming up soon, which is part of my overall application process within the Ontario Correctional Services. What are some points that you as a supervisor would really like to hear from an applicant? Perhaps you could make a video on this for people trying to become correctional officers. Now, there's still one more paragraph here, but before I get to that last paragraph, he would have asked that question, and I would have probably sent him links to the videos we've done in the past, because there's nothing unique about the question so far. Again, what are some tips you would give? And we've done this before. But then it's this last sentence, this last paragraph. I'm planning on really focusing on teamwork, transparency, and procedural attention, de-escalation, and rehabilitative behavior. All advice and tips are welcome. Thank you and best regards, Raphael. So think about that just now. He's going in as a correctional officer. Well, that's what he wants to be. But look at what he wants to focus on during that interview. Teamwork. What does he mean by teamwork? We'll get to that. Transparency and procedure attention, de-escalation, rehabilitative behavior. This person coming into this profession as a correctional officer has an actual idea of what's being done behind that wall. So when he says teamwork, I don't think he's talking about just teamwork amongst the correctional officers. This guy knows that the correctional officers are in the middle of a world that's forever moving. We set the environment for all these things to occur, for all these services to be provided, programming, medical, mental health, etc. So when he's talking about teamwork, he's talking about teamwork at the highest level. Teamwork that involves the interaction between all the different departments. Think about that. So again, when you have a supervisor that's asking them these questions to get past the interview process, this person is given not a myopic perspective, but the perspective of where we are at today, where the agency is moving to, the evolution. That means if I'm the supervisor and I'm interviewing this person, I know that this person has done their research. And whatever question that they tend to ask this individual, he's going to find a way to incorporate the 4 things. Again, so we talked about teamwork, transparency, and procedural attention. I mean, he's talking about literally the importance of policy and procedure. So this person has seriously done their research, and he's coming in with a mindset of the bigger mission. Now what happens here, this person is going to take that mindset right from the get-go, bring that through the academy because that's the foundation, and then they're going to come out with this great foundation on top of what they already have and literally see a career when they get in there. Literally see all the different avenues that you can go to because they're well aware of what this profession provides. And also, he could have taken any route, but he chose correctional officer. Why? Because he knows we're in the middle of it all. He knows that if you want to have the best opportunity to see all this happening, all the departments and their interactions and the magic that happens when we are working together, it's because custody has that best advantage. We have the best vantage point because what? Because we are the ones that create the environment for this to happen. All we have to do is sit back and learn. He mentions de-escalation and he mentions rehabilitative services because he knows that's where it's headed. And guys, we can't change that. So we could become a part of that and be productive, or we could forever be resistant. Again, it's not about that we're changing, we're evolving. And we need everybody to be a part of that evolution. But if you think about the mindset that this person's coming in with, this person will actually wind up being a credit to this profession because they know the roots is being a correctional officer, but they've opened their mind to other areas of the profession that require our service. Custody being a part of that. Custody stretching into those areas. Custody having some level of involvement in those areas. This person came in not seeing themselves as a guard. They see themselves as an officer that's dedicated to their community. I think if there's a way when they're talking to their supervisor, if there's a way that they can involve that, what they're focusing on, into the answers that they're providing to show them that I'm not myopic. I understand this profession. I mean, just by this email alone, as I said, you could tell the person researched. This person will be seen as an asset to those supervisors. This is what's going to put them ahead of the pack. Because again, they see the greater mission. I really was impressed with that email. I really was, and I wanted to share this on the venue. You know, this person is going through an interview process to enter this profession, and they've done their research. They know what's expected. And it also shows you how they see us. This is someone from the outside who is going in for a correctional officer position who does see us as responsible for the teamwork, the departmental dynamics, the transparency and procedural attention, the de-escalation and rehabilitative behavior. They connect us to all that. They connect us to where we are headed. Now think about that mind as it travels through. Think about what they're going to be able to accomplish. Now what I hope is when this person enters the profession, there's nobody that they meet that sets them back from their main motive for going in. This person has a purpose. This person is coming in with a mission. And they're connecting themselves to that mission so they have value in what they're going to do, which means they have value for the profession. That means they have value for the people that work in this profession. The last thing we want to do is minimize that value. We want to reinforce that value. So when that person comes into this profession, we want to do what we can to remind them that this is our service. We're not just guards, and we're involved in all that. I think it's a great mindset to have when you're going out on that interview. And I think this will be great advice for you guys. If you do your research, take advantage of the stuff that's offered to you. Tier Talk, Keepers of Chaos venue. You'll all see that this is the avenue where corrections is going. And we could be resistant, but in the end, then we just be left behind. This is where the profession's evolving. We have to kind of move with it because we are a part of that rehabilitative process. We're not separate from it. And when you go in with that mindset, that also shows growth. And it's just, it's a great way to enter the profession because we do have value. Correctional officers have value in the service that they provide. They change lives every day. And I would be damned if this person came in with this mindset and we stopped them from believing that. It's a great email. I talked to the person too, and the person really is dedicated, and they want to be a correctional officer. That means they want to do all this as a correctional officer because they know that's where the biggest impact could be made because they have the most interaction. Just good email. As always, guys, the show is Tear Talk. If you haven't, please subscribe, interact, engage, comment, hit that bell. Bell's going to notify you every time I post a video. Stay safe.